What's going on, YouTube? Mr. Wheels here once again, welcoming you to another edition of Sports Talk. This is a recap of the gold medal and bronze medal games at the 26th World Juniors. It will be my last World Junior video for this year, and I'd like to thank everybody who consistently supported all the videos I did on the World Juniors this year. I really appreciate the support, and already for this year I've got about 1,400 views on my channel. And in my first year on YouTube, I only got that many, so I really appreciate how much people have been supporting me. I can't thank you enough. Let's talk about the gold medal game. Now, it wasn't really until the third period that this game picked up. Vyacheslav Kamenev got the Russians on the board in the power play in the first period, and it wasn't until the third that the top line for Finland, Aho, Puljärvi and Lene were able to get the Finns on the board twice to take a 2-1 lead. The Russians came back once again, tying the game up, and it was Mikko Ranta who tipped in a point shot for the Finns, putting them up 3-2, and then the Russians shocked the world, as they're known for doing, coming back with only 6.9 seconds left. But the Finns were not to be denied on this day. Kasperi Kapanen, Maple Leafs draft pick, I'm sure Leaf fans were happy to see this, had a beautiful wraparound goal. I'm usually not a fan of wraparounds. I think they're kind of a cheap way to score, but gotta say that this wraparound goal in particular was quite pretty. And Georgiev, the Russian goaltender, even though he made a diving effort to save the puck, really didn't stand a chance on this goal, and it was nice to see the Finns, who have arguably been the best team in the tournament and the most consistent team. Nice to see them win on home soil for the second winning goal for the second time in 3 years. That puts Finland third on the all-time list for gold medal wins with 4. But there's quite a gap between Finland and Russia, quite a gap between second and third. Russia has 13 gold medal wins, and Finland is next with 4, Canada leading the way with 16. I was surprised at the gap between gold medal wins because this tournament has gone on for the better part of 40 years. This was the 38th annual, and it's really Canada and Russia that's dominated for most of these tournaments. But let's talk quickly about the bronze medal game. I mean, really a tale of two different games when you think that Finland and Russia went down to the wire in overtime, and then USA and Sweden was completely different. I mean, the USA, this tournament could have been a lot different if the USA had have hit the net a little bit more, and that's what they did in this game. I mean, coming into this game, the USA hit a lot of posts. They were denied a lot of goals, and in the preliminary round game versus Sweden, they threw everything at the Swedes and were still denied 1-0. Sweden came out in that game. And shocking that Sweden didn't go with their starting goaltender, Linus Soderstrom. They went with their backup goalie, which was kind of surprising and more of a thing that the Russians are known for doing rather than the Swedes. But one thing I want to point out for Sweden is they looked really good in the preliminary round, and I really thought they were a gold medal contender the way they handled Canada in the preliminary. But in the medal round, they just kind of fell apart. I mean, their game versus Finland, they did have chances, but they looked tired, and they looked like they didn't want it badly enough. And the USA in the bronze medal game, they just came out to win. I mean, they were absolutely dominant, an 8-3 victory. Really shocking in a way, but not really when you consider that the U.S. in their bronze medal game versus Russia Although the two semifinal games were very similar in how they were played defensively, the USA had more chances and were just unlucky really with hitting a couple posts and just not able to finish their efforts. Well, they definitely finished their efforts versus Sweden. I mean, 8-3, quite a big margin there. But the game, it was 8-3, but the game was a little bit closer on paper when you consider that Sweden scored. They were down 2-0. They came back, scoring goals 55 seconds, 2 goals in 55 seconds, and then the USA scored 3 straight goals on 3 straight shots, which kind of started to build the gap, and it was just downhill from there for the Swedes. So really, 2 very exciting games to wrap up the tournament. I've enjoyed watching it. Hope you've enjoyed my videos. Congratulations to Finland and the US. We'll see you next year in Montreal. That's all I have for right now, guys. Don't forget to leave a like if you're watching this video on YouTube. And my social media links to Facebook and Twitter will be in the description down below. Tell me what you thought of the tournament. Let's get the comment section going. I'd really like to hear your thoughts. But other than that, I will see you next time.